What's up, Dragon Ballers? We are here for a ban list video. Guess we're doing 2 uploads today. Definitely did not expect them to drop a ban list on us today, but I guess we are like 2 weeks out from set 17 pre-release, 3 weeks out from the official release, if I'm not mistaken. And I guess that's within the typical ballpark of when they drop ban lists for upcoming sets. But man, guys, I had a chance to look at this just like a minute ago, and this is crazy. This is probably one of the craziest ban lists, not in terms of like them hitting power necessarily, but just the way they've gone about it to me is absolutely mind-blowing. We're gonna get into this. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe so you never miss Dragon Ball Super news. Anyways, let's get right into it. So we have the BT17 banned limited errata card update. Greetings, Dragon Ball Super card game fans. Thank you for your continued support of the Dragon Ball Super card game. With the release of BT17 Ultimate Squad, 4 cards are being added to the ban list, 2 cards being added to the limited list, and 2 cards are being issued an errata. Alright, kind of big size-wise. Let's get right into it. Ban card, BT10 Secret Identity Mass Saiyan. This to me is just like, who was asking for this? Who was asking for Secret Identity to get banned? The card is like sleeper annoying because it can take out multiple battle cards for 0 cost, but I mean, it's just a power creep to the original Mass Saiyan from the original Overrealm expansion. No one really thought it was that crazy. They did a good job not even giving it a keyword skill. But let's see what they have to say. So, reasoning. Since this card's release, it has remained a staple Overrealm card for decks of all colors. In order to encourage more diverse Overrealm strategies and improve overall player enjoyment, we decided to ban this card. So, a few things here. Again, I don't really remember players asking for Secret ID to be banned. I don't remember people making an uproar in terms of, like, Secret ID making an unfun player experience. But also, this doesn't really make sense as to their explanation of more diverse Overrealm strategies because, one, Overrealms are meant to just be splashable in any deck. You build a drop area over time, you can use an Overrealm to get some really big benefit, usually a free play or some sort of really powerful effect. And in decks like that are not like Overrealm based, like yellow decks, red decks, all these other kinds of decks, players are just going to play whatever the best Overrealm is. There's not really going to be a diversity of Overrealms in non-black decks. People have played Secret ID or Fighting Against Fates for several sets because they've just been the best Overrealms to play. If you're only dedicating 1 to 2 slots in your deck for an Overrealm, you're just going to play the best Overrealm. So this doesn't really make sense to me. Maybe it is a little bit powerful for free to be able to remove up to 6 cost. I get that. But again, I don't think people are really asking for this. It's kind of weird. But anyways, let's move along. Ban cards, Piano Reign of Terror. Reasoning, this card has allowed decks utilizing King Piccolo Demonic Rejuvenation to draw a significant and consistent amount of cards. We've found the dominance of this card difficult to interact with and leading to repeated play patterns. In order to encourage strategies based on new card types and overall improve player enjoyment, we decided to ban this card. Alright, this is fair. King Piccolo, it's been around way too long. It's probably best deck in current format because all the free play has access to. I'm pretty much fine with this. That's totally cool. Moving down to the next ban card, though. Gogeta Marvelous Might. Not one that I expected in a million years. This card has contributed greatly to the power level of BT12 Gogeta Fateful Fusion decks and can generate a significant amount of battle cards for little energy. This is the Gogeta that can pay 1 to play 2 different 1-drops of Goku and Vegeta. Gogeta has played a dominant role in the meta since its release in set 12. It's not really, but okay. In order to encourage diversity in competitive black decks and improve overall player enjoyment, we decided to ban this card. The only reason I said not really is because set 12 is when Dark Broly was taking control, but regardless, I mean, yes, it's been a very good deck for several sets. This is a super unexpected ban. I mean, there is another hit coming to Gogeta Xeno following that, you know, is really the one that people expected, but yeah, this is kind of crazy, to be honest. Next ban card, Bardock Fighting Against Fate. Reasoning. Since this card's release, it has remained a staple Overrealm card for decks of all colors. In order to encourage more diverse Overrealm strategies and improve overall player enjoyment, we decided to ban this card. I mean, more of the same in my opinion for what they did to Secret Identity. Fate is a little bit more frustrating sometimes because, you know, you're playing against an aggro deck or even just a deck where, you know, they're trying to go for game on you and you think you defended all their attacks and now they have this big, free, ginormous 25k dual attacker. That is annoying. That is frustrating. But again, I mean, I just don't think people were asking for this. You know, people are going to move on to the next best Overrealm, and maybe those Overrealms won't be as good, but I mean, people will just play them, right? so that's not really a big deal. And then like what they're talking about here, if they're talking about actual like black decks needing to diversify more in overwhelms, again, the same thing. They're just going to go to the next best overwhelms that they can possibly play. So I mean, it's kind of weird, but I guess they just felt these two overwhelms were too strong and decided to ban them. And what I really find interesting about this too is that these are cards that were not asked to be touched by the community, and they've gone ahead and done it. Normally, the ban lists have revolved heavily around cards that have caused community uproar, which is, you know, all in good reason. I think if the community doesn't like a set of cards for a particular reason, it's probably worth taking a look at. But yeah, these two overwhelms are just like pretty out of left field, which is, I don't know, kind of commendable. Maybe they just found that in their testing, this is not how they want the game to go. They don't want these big free beat sticks coming down with very powerful effects. That makes sense. Maybe we'll grow to really like this ban, but in first glance, these two overwhelm bans are very weird. But anyways, we're moving on to limited cards. Piccolo Jr., Descendant of the King. Reasoning: since this card's release, it has been the default unison card of choice for red decks due to its high power level. This card is universally powerful to the point of shutting out other red unison choices. That's pretty true, at least for the 2-drop unison pool. In order to encourage strategies based on new card types and improve overall player enjoyment, we decided to ban this card. Okay, yeah, I mean, another just huge hit to King Piccolo. The card's still at 1. You can play 1 in your decks, so like, if you're playing some red strategy that can play 2-drop red unisons well, whether you can search them or just fit your curve, at least you can still play the 1 copy of Descendant of the King, and that is pretty cool to me. Again, like, they just need to do some things to King Piccolo. This unison is very, very powerful. A lot of people didn't like the fact that the auto to pop battle cards when counters are activated was not once per turn. So, I mean, this is something we'll have to live with. I don't mind it too much. Just sucks that my U7 build is now going to have to kind of either go towards the 3-cost unison route or play some different 2-drop unisons. I'll have to take a look at that, maybe bring you guys an updated build. Anyways, next limit is a big one. Gogeta, Thwarting the Dark Empire. Reasoning: this card become utilized, that's not worded correctly, but this card become utilized in a wide variety of black decks, leading to a repetitive play pattern. In order to encourage diversity in competitive black decks and improve overall player enjoyment, we decided to limit this card. Alright, they're going to the limit here, probably because a lot of people invested a lot of money to get this card in the first place, and I mean, still, those people are not going to be very happy. I gotta say, I'm pretty happy because I never bought the promo Gogetas. I waited for them to get reprinted in the last booster, and yeah, I mean, that still just sucks for people who invested a lot of money into this. I'm actually a little bit upset too, because I actually have winter fighting against fates that I wanted to sell, and now I won't be able to do that. But yeah, I guess, again, it makes sense. This engine's so splashable that you know, it makes sense to put it to 1, I guess. It's still an overwhelm 6, so don't forget about that. This could actually still be a powerful one-off overwhelm to kind of replace Fighting Against Fates and Secret ID, although it does cost a black energy, so it's probably going to be in black decks for more than anything else. But yeah, that is a pretty interesting replacement. Just like get rid of Secret ID, get rid of Fates, and now you have a one-of overwhelm you can play in black decks that is actually going to be pretty powerful. So yeah, I mean, decks are not going to be built around this, and to be honest, like, Gogeta and like Goku Vegeta fusion strategies are probably just dead overall. I mean, Thwarting going to 1 and Marvelous Might being banned, now all you really have is Fearless Fusion, and then you have the 8-drop SS4 Gogeta. I don't think many decks are going to be built to play around those. Maybe like Hachiak for the 8-drop Gogeta, but yeah, that really does take out a whole entire archetype, which is kind of interesting. Now we have errata cards. Super Saiyan Goku. This is the Soul Striker leader. Current text, relevant text only. Awaken your life 4 or less, or you have a blue unison card at a specified cost of 3 in play. Draw 2 cards, flip this card over. Post errata text with the relevant text only. Awaken your life 4 or less, draw 2 cards and flip over. Okay, so they completely remove the ability to awaken when you have a unison in play. You now need to get to 4 life to awaken your Soul Striker leader, which is actually a huge hindrance to the deck. One of the biggest problems with Soul Striker was not having real good control over your life. And now that problem is really exacerbated by the fact that you don't have an early awaken via playing your unison. You now have to actually like play cards that take your life if your opponent is not going to attack you. That is going to make this leader a lot weaker. It still could very well be the best blue leader in the game, but I mean, a lot of other leaders are now going to actually be able to contend with what Soul Striker is doing because it's not going to be able to awaken for free. Let's see their reasoning. The generic abilities of this leader card often make it the most viable choice for blue strategies. True. To reduce power level of this leader to align with other blue leaders and limit the card's effect on future card design, we decided to errata this card. I'm pretty much okay with this. Blue is not really all that great in the current meta, even though a lot of people projected Soul Striker to be the best deck from the set 16 ban list. But yeah, I mean, it's still probably the best blue leader you can play, so bringing that power level down a little bit, Works for me. Next, errata, another super unexpected one to me. Android 17 most valuable player. Current text: activate main sparking 5 for a red. If your leader card's a red U7 and you send this card from drop to warp, your leader gains Invoker till the end of the next turn. And then post errata: activate main sparking 5 for 2 reds and a blue. If your leader card is a red U7 card and you send this card from the drop area to your warp, your leader card gains Invoker until the end of your next turn. Reasoning: play patterns for this card have been more uninteractive than originally expected. That's a yikes. In order to limit this card's effect on future card design and improve overall player enjoyment, we decided to errata this card. We want to apologize to errata this card soon after release. However, we are making this change with the best interest of the metagame until the release of BT19. That's weird. I wonder what BT19 has to do with this. Maybe they're making more Invoker support. That would be interesting. But, I mean, guys, let's be honest. If you couldn't see that this card like led to more uninteractive play lines with, you know, being support for the most uninteractive deck in the game, and it's a drop area effect, which is also impossible to interact with for most part, like that's weird. But I mean, I'm happy they did it because, again, like, no one wants to play against Invoker. It's super unfun. They finish off by saying, we are dedicated to developing a game that Dragon Ball fans and card game fans alike can enjoy. Thank you for your continued support of the Dragon Ball Super card game. Our official website will be updated with the changes this week. Yeah, okay, guys, so just flipping through the cards again real quick. I mean, yeah, these overall choices, very surprising. Again, this might be one that we grow to actually appreciate as a community, although I think at first glance it is very jarring. Piano, absolutely fine. Get King Piccolo out of here. Another surprising one, to be honest, like the thwarting limit, not as surprising, but hitting Marvelous Might definitely took me by surprise. But yeah, Gogeta Zeno has got to be dead after this one, 110%. Piccolo Jr., again, makes sense. This is a very powerful card. People have been talking about it for a long time. Definitely makes sense to see it go. We talked about it already. Soul Striker coming down in line with other blue leaders, possibly. I mean, we're going to have to see what blue does in set 17. Gamma looks kind of strong. I haven't talked about it yet on the channel, but I do think it's a pretty strong looking deck. And we'll have to see if blue can step up in other ways. And actually, the hit to Gogeta Zeno is actually really good for blue because both the True Fighting Spirits hit Gogeta Zeno, or hit blue rather, very heavily. So that's good. This makes sense. This I'm very happy about. And then that's pretty much it. So overall, I guess I would say it's a good list. The more that I think about it, especially if, you know, again, the community does come to like this Overwhelm change. But anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below what you think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Yo, Dragon Ballers, quick break in the video to give a huge shout out to PPG, who is going above and beyond to make our organized play season the best that it can possibly be. I'm here on the PPG event management website. I'm going to link this down in the description, so all you have to do to sign up for any of these events is go down to that link. But anyways, real quick, we have MomoCon at the end of May, where there is a guaranteed case tournament for Dragon Ball Super. Next up is the Origins event, which is a huge one, guys. They have events going from Wednesday to Saturday. Practically every single day of the con, you can play a Dragon Ball Super event among other card games. It's going to be an absolutely incredible time. Next up, after that, we have an event in Denver, which is for the Pro Play Tour organized season. Not only are you playing for an invite to the Pro Play Invitational, but you're also playing for $2,000 guaranteed. And if you want to, guys, there is also a Team War event in that same weekend, and Team War is one of the best formats to play. If you haven't played a tournament with your friends, you absolutely have to do it. And then finally, an event that I know for sure that I'll be attending is the Too Many Games convention in Philadelphia. This is actually a regional for the regular Dragon Ball Super organized play season. So again, guys, super huge shout out to PPG. Secondly, this website is so awesomely laid out. All you have to do is go to this website. All these different tabs here will take you to the events you want to sign up for. I hope to see you guys there. Let's get back into the video.